for joining us. Today, I'm announcing an important policy change for the state of Hawaii's pre-travel testing program. I'll also be announcing that our friends in Canada will soon have a pre-travel testing option so they can visit Hawaii without having to quarantine for 14 days. First, the policy change. Starting on November 24th, that's next Tuesday, travelers wishing to bypass the state's 14-day mandatory quarantine must have their COVID-19 test results from a trusted testing partner prior to departure for the state of Hawaii. If test results are not available before boarding the final leg of their trip, the traveler must quarantine for 14 days or the length of the stay, whichever runs shorter. The new policy applies to domestic trans-Pacific flights and international flights departing from locations in which pre-testing programs are in place. We're adding this safety precaution now in response to the dramatically increasing number of COVID-19 cases in the continental United States and around the world. Currently 94% of travelers participating in the pre-travel testing program for Hawaii arrive here with their test in hand. But at least 44 travelers who took the pre-travel test before departure got a positive result upon arrival or a day or two later. It isn't a large number, but it's enough to change the policy. We have to close the gap to ensure everyone's safety. The health of our residents and visitors is our primary concern, especially as more people travel to Hawaii to celebrate the holidays. Hawaii currently has the lowest per capita incidence of COVID-19 in the country. As an island community, we must take precautions to ensure that our hospitals have the staff, equipment, and supplies needed to care for those in need of treatment, whether they have coronavirus or any other medical condition. And thanks to everyone in Hawaii for wearing your masks and keeping your distance. You are the reason the number of cases here seems to be stable right now. And most importantly, you're the reason why we are the lowest COVID-19 state in the country. But we also see how easy it is for the virus counts to blow up very quickly. We saw what happened on Lanai, which for months had no cases of COVID, and we saw in a matter of days quickly escalate to more than 100 cases. Keeping it under control will be especially challenging as we celebrate Thanksgiving next week and the holidays to follow. I know we can be creative and come up with safe ways to celebrate. Each of us can remind those we love and those who are important to us how important it is to remain vigilant and maintain the safe policies that keep our community healthy and safe. Our friends from Canada have already celebrated Thanksgiving, and as it gets colder, there are many who want to travel and return to Hawaii. Beginning in mid-December, travelers flying from Canada to Hawaii may bypass the state's 14-day quarantine if they take the COVID-19 test from labs identified by Air Canada and WestJet and bypass the 14-day quarantine. Like our domestic program, the test must be taken from a trusted partner within 72 hours of travel to the state of Hawaii, and a negative test result must be received prior to departure. We especially look forward to having our Canadian snowbirds home in Hawaii for the winter season. Hawaii has the most rigorous pre-travel testing program in the country, and we're grateful to Air Canada and WestJet for making it available to their passengers. Canada is the second largest international market to Hawaii, So their commitment to provide safe travel to our islands is an important next step. Canada and Hawaii share close bonds, and we have been overwhelmed with the calls and emails from our Canadian friends asking when they can safely come back to Hawaii. Mayor Victorino is joining me today because Maui is the #1 destination for Canadians. In fact, I've heard some call Maui the 11th province of Canada. So I also want to thank Lieutenant Governor Josh Green, Mayor Victorino, John DeFries, Air Canada, and WestJet for making the pre-travel testing program for Canadians a reality.
Thank you very much, Governor. Next speaker is Lieutenant Governor Josh Green.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me today, Gov. It's been a little over a month since we launched our Safe Travels Hawaii pre-travel testing program on October 15th. And we're here to do several things. Today, we're pleased to welcome, as Governor said, our friends and family from Canada. And thanks to our great new trusted testing partners, WestJet and Air Canada, it's possible. Very good policy the Governor has instituted, which is to have individuals from that country get their test uploaded before they travel. That's what we're doing with these partners, and we're going to get into that a little bit. People want to know about Safe Travels, as the Governor has built it with our team. So the Safe Travels Hawaii program has been a tremendous effort from a lot of people, and just in a little over 30 days, it's helped us welcome traveling residents and visitors from, of course, the U.S. mainland, Japan, now Canada. And additionally, we've set up a great system for inter-county travel to help communities stay safe and connect with one another's friends and family around the state. But let's first take a brief moment to thank people who've been involved in this project, leadership and partners, but definitely teams working at the airports, call centers, every corner of the state has made this possible because it's a big lift. And I want you to know your tremendous work has not gone unnoticed. Now, here are the numbers, okay? For Safe Travels Hawaii, 186,969 visitors and 86,051 residents have gone through the Safe Travels program. These are gigantic numbers. And meanwhile, we've kept our numbers lowest in the nation. Lowest in the nation. Here's another way to look at it. We've screened 273,020 people through this program. It's a lot of work that's been done in just 35 days. 243,140 individuals have been exempted. That's 89% have gone through the testing and exemption process, and has left 7,217 people in quarantine who did not qualify. By doing this work, we've been able to keep the COVID rates at the lowest in the country. Meanwhile, we wrestle with COVID like everyone else does. We've got numbers here that show the 7-day average, again, lowest in the nation, of 88 new daily cases. That's that 7-day average, 88 per day. And our positivity rate has been 2.0%. Our average hospital rate has been 76 individuals. And I would remind people that we peaked at 318 individuals on August 27th, which was disconcerting to say the least. So when the Governor announces the lowest case rate in the United States, it means a lot, because it means that we've been able to do safe travels. We've been able to restore some hope to our people in advance of the holidays, and we've been able to keep people healthy. And I think that it's very important to recognize that no one else has undertaken such a project, with the single exception of Alaska, but they did something very different. They did not enforce a quarantine rigorously like the Governor has insisted that we do. Right now, most of our spread is not due to travelers, okay? It's mostly us, but that's because we are with one another at work, at play, and so on. But take a look at what the epi curve looks like. This is very important. It's from the Department of Health. This is what happened when it was very rough on us in this late summer, when we had large gatherings and people were not wearing masks. All this red is community spread. That's us spreading it to ourselves in the community. And see these little bumps of blue? Those are travel-related cases. Very, very small numbers. But if that wasn't enough to make the case that Safe Travels is working, and we will always work to improve it, we also embarked on a Safe Travels testing evaluation program, which comes under some criticism. It's fine. We've had 27 positives out of 17,270 tests. That's 1.6 out of 1,000 people tested after they arrived. First, they got the negative test per the Gov's program, Safe Travels. Then we tested them again on day 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Some people on departure, like they're doing in Maui, very novel. And we see that's 1 out of 714 individuals were positive. So all of this suggests that we can do things safely, but we will continuously reassess our program to make sure the people of Hawaii are safe, we get through this crisis, and we get to the vaccination. To reiterate the most important point of the day, per the Gov, okay? If you're looking at this from out there before you travel, get your test result before you depart for Hawaii and upload it. Please do this. You must do this, otherwise you will face 14-day quarantine. You must update your test result, otherwise you will face the 14-day quarantine. And then most important, need I remind everybody, wear a mask. We still have some room for improvement. The Gov clarified our mask mandate very eloquently this week, but we were still at 86% mask rate on Big Island, 85% on Maui, 83% in Honolulu, and 76% on Kauai as of last week. And so we can do better, and that's how we stop spread. So again, thank you everyone for your hard work on Safe Travels. We've kept our rates lowest in the nation, but we should not get complacent. We should be safe through the holidays, so be safe over Thanksgiving. Make sure you stay in your family bubble and wear a mask.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor. Our next speaker is Maui Mayor Michael Victorino, joining us on Zoom. Mayor?
Hello, everyone. I want to first of all thank the governor and the various entities for the Safe Travel Plan and finally seeing the light. Thank you very much, Governor, to have a negative test result before entering the state of Hawaii, or else right into 14-day quarantine. No exemptions to the fact, and no one being allowed in. I said that when we first started back 4 months ago, and I'm glad to see that we're now all bought in, and now we're going to do it. I want to also thank Air Canada and JetWest, or WestJet, I should say. I always get those two names mixed up. WestJet, for entering our market. I worked with them last week and earlier this week, and they were very gracious and assured me that no one would get on the plane unless they had a negative test from an approved partner or a trusted partner out of Canada. And yes, Maui looks forward to the return of our snowbirds, our Canadian brothers and sisters. We look forward to their contribution to our economy, but to our lifestyle. What they share with us, we share with them. True aloha spirit exists between us and Canada. And if we are becoming the 11th province, let me know what tax rate we have to set in our budget next year. All joking aside, I am very grateful, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, for the help you've been assisting us, not only on Lanai, but in Maui County throughout the pandemic. I look forward to continuously working with the people throughout the state, Mr. DeFries and others, to continue to open up our economy and make it a safe and healthy opening. I remind everyone that Thanksgiving is around the corner, and let's be safe. Let's not have big gatherings. Let's do what is right to keep spread, like Governor Josh Green just mentioned moments ago, that it's us really doing the spread. And so let's prevent that. It's not our visitors. It's really we, the people of Maui County and the people of the state of Hawaii, that has perpetuated the spread. And let's work together to stop it or to at least reduce it to a manageable level. Again, to all of you, mahalo. God bless.
Thank you very much, Mayor Victorino. And next speaker is John DeFries, President and CEO, Hawaii Tourism Authority, joining us live.
Aloha kākou. My first message goes out really to our entire industry and the diligent work that each of our travel partners in Hawaii has been conducting over the last 35 days since we resumed trans-Pacific travel under the Safe Travels program. Also to the residents of the state of Hawaii for doing a better job at masking, at social distancing, at personal hygiene and washing of the hands. From the outset, we've said that the success of this relaunch is dependent on our ability to keep this COVID curve flat. And so I first want to extend that mahalo. Now to our friends in Canada, our travel partners across Canada, WestJet and Air Canada, for making this commitment to Hawaii and falling into full compliance with the Trusted Test Partners program. And now we look forward to welcoming you back during what is historically the high season, the first quarter, the coldest temperatures that you experience in your country. The islands and Maui in particular are ready to welcome you back. Also, on behalf of the industry, I want to thank the governor and lieutenant governor for strengthening the restrictions on pre-test arrivals. This was triggered by several cases, but the amount of bandwidth in supporting that particular activity of people who arrive either without a test result or with a positive test result was creating additional concerns, and the steps that are announced today will go a long way in mitigating that and keeping the Safe Travels program standard at a very high level. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. DeFries. And joining us remotely now is Tim Liu, Air Canada, Managing Director and Sales Planning. Tim? There you go.
Aloha mai kakou. Hello and bonjour. Mahalo to Governor Ige, Lieutenant Governor Green, Mayor Victorino, the team from the state of Hawaii, and the Hawaii Tourism Authority for your kokua and everything that you've done to make this initiative possible. Air Canada looks forward to bringing Canadians back to the beautiful islands of Hawaii, and we welcome this opportunity to be a trusted partner with the state of Hawaii to enable safe travels across the Pacific. At Air Canada, we firmly believe in the importance of science-based approaches to enable safe travel. And this partnership announced today, together with our Clean Care Plus industry-leading biosafety program across the entire customer journey, means that our customers can rest assured knowing that there are multiple layers of protection in place during travel. Hawaii has long been a popular destination for Canadians, and it is an important spoke in our global network. We know that many of our customers are eagerly looking forward to spending their days exploring and enjoying all that Hawaii has to offer. Air Canada is proud to provide a safe, healthy travel experience for visitors to the islands, and we look forward to flying many Canadians aboard our state-of-the-art Boeing 787 Dreamliners to the Aloha State this December. Once again, mahalo nui loa, thank you, and merci.
Merci, Mr. Liu, from Air Canada. Our next speaker is Angela Avery, WestJet, Executive Vice President, General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary, also joining us on Zoom. Angela.
Hello, and aloha to everyone on the line today. We're so very grateful to be included today in this very exciting announcement. So thank you very much to Governor Ige for inviting us to this announcement today, to Lieutenant Governor Green for explaining the success that you've had with the Safe Travels program, and to Mayor Victorino, thank you for inviting us back to Maui. We're very excited to be there. And thank you to the whole Tourism Association, and also to our colleagues at Air Canada. This is a very exciting day for all Canadians and all folks in Hawaii. I can assure you, the governor, as he indicated, there's been a lot of interest in our offices as well. We do get interest from all of our guests wanting to know when they can travel back to Hawaii, and we're so excited to be part of this announcement today. I'm personally thrilled about it. I've worn as much as I can in terms of Hawaiian garb when we've got at least a foot of snow in Calgary, so thank you for having us back. On behalf of WestJet, our employees, our labor associations, and our union partners, and importantly, most importantly, our guests, we're thrilled to be part of this announcement, and we thank you for all of the hard work that your government has undertaken to make travel safe to Hawaii. It's also really exciting for us to know that Hawaii really is the very first place that is a safe corridor for travel from Canada. And so we look forward to stimulating air travel and creating new opportunities for guests as between our two countries. We too have announced our travel plans to Hawaii over the holiday schedule and are excited that we will have our Dreamliners flying from Calgary to Honolulu and to Maui, and we will also have direct flights from Vancouver to Honolulu and to Maui, and we're very excited about that schedule this Christmas. Obviously, it's not as many flights as we would have liked, 9 directs per week. Pre-COVID, we would have had a lot more traffic, but we think this is a really good step in the right direction. We also think that Hawaii's pre-flight testing marries very well with the pilot that's going on in the Calgary International Airport, where we have our own pilot, which also reduces quarantines on the Canadian side of the border. So now with safe travel on both sides of the border, we've really managed to reduce quarantines for our guests. We think this is fantastic, that our guests will have more confidence in their travel, and we too are very excited to continue to improve the hygiene and health standards on our flights as new technologies are developed and we integrate them into our operations. So once again, I'd like to thank everyone for inviting us today. Thank you for welcoming us back to Hawaii. We look forward to being there as soon as we can. And thank you for supporting travel and tourism in a healthy and safe and way that inspires confidence. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, Angela. We'll open up to questions now from the media. We have several reporters joining us from Canada this afternoon. Aloha. Please raise your hands on Zoom if you have a question. And if you would please first, local reporters, stick to the pre-travel testing program first. If you have additional questions on outside topics, we'll try to address them given the time. When you're called on, please tell us first who your question is for, and then go ahead and ask your question, and that helps us to move things along. And our first question goes to Allison Schaefers at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Allison.
Thank you, Jody. This question is either for Governor Ige or perhaps Lieutenant Governor Green. I just wanted a clarification. Will the state only accept travelers with uploaded test results, or are the negative paper ones still valid if they are presented upon landing? I also wonder, what percent of travelers to date have come in with a pending test result, and what's the current backlog of folks awaiting those results?
So just a couple of things. Note, as long as they receive the test results prior to departure, so if they have it and they bring it with them, that would be acceptable. We do know that we've made improvements to the Safe Travels program, the digital platform, and we are currently loading more than 90% of the test results prior to departure. But we are aware that there are still some travelers who have difficulty in uploading the test results, and so bringing it with them would be acceptable. We are currently, when I checked earlier this week, we had worked through the backlog of cases that had to be reviewed. But as you know, there are new arrivals every day, so some people continue to have some trouble uploading the information. I don't have a specific number on that question at this time. Yeah, the Lieutenant Governor says it's about 6% of those participating with the travel program that are not able to upload the results prior.
Thank you very much, Governor. Allison, did you have a follow-up on that?
So it's about 6% of those participating that aren't able to load the results. I'm also wondering what percentage of people were coming in with pending results that didn't have a test to even upload.
Lieutenant Governor?
Yeah, I can.
Lieutenant Governor is answering that question for you, Allison.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the good question. It's about 6% in combination, is my understanding, that people have either not got their test in time or have had challenges getting it uploaded. As the governor said, we're honoring people who get the test, get it finalized, get it from our trusted partners, get it in time. But we do not want the circumstance, though rare, where people land and are positive and then have to isolate for 10 days and potentially have then exposed others on the airplane. We're just trying to make things that much safer because COVID is really going crazy on the mainland.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Next reporter is Caleb Jones, Associated Press. Caleb?
Good afternoon. This is for Lieutenant Governor Green. Dr. Green, you said that there was 27 positive cases out of 17,270. Is that strictly from the surveillance program, or is that the total number of positive cases that have come into the state since the beginning of the travel program?
That's strictly from the surveillance program. There have been a handful of cases also that landed and then they discovered that they were positive. Those are two, it's a very important distinction to make. Safe Travels pre-testing, which this problem is being solved with the governor's order today, which is you have to have your test in hand and finished before you travel. There have been a handful of those, maybe a couple dozen total. Remember, out of, well, here's again the number, 273,000 people. So, but a couple of those cases do, as John pointed out, take a lot of time. Then we have to find places for people to stay, contact trace the individuals that they were in touch with on the airplane and at the airport, so it's problematic. But specifically to the Safe Travels Testing Evaluation Program, otherwise known as Surveillance Program, it's been 27 out of the 17,270.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor. Go ahead, Caleb. Sorry, Caleb, go ahead.
Sure, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Great. If there was 27 people out of the 17,270 that tested positive through the surveillance program, that's only catching about 10% of the people coming in. Is that correct? So is it safe to assume that that number would, for the total amount of people coming in, would be higher as far as asymptomatic folks go?
Yes. So the surveillance study is meant to show what percentage of people are positive, in this case all asymptomatic, after travel, after a negative pretest. And so it's been 0.14%, I believe. That's 1 out of 714. And so you could extrapolate that number to the 270,000 individuals that have been screened. Again, it is a very low number. It's lower actually than our base rates here in Hawaii. But it's not nothing. As Dr. Fauci pointed out when we spoke with him directly about this, he said you will never be able to keep all cases out, but you do yourself a service to have a pre-test program like the Safe Travels.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Governor. Manolo Morales, KHON2. Manolo.
Hi, this question is for John DeFries, and if Mr. Liu or Ms. Avery would like to add on, please do. How many visitors from Canada can we expect in the next few months with, my understanding is Canadian residents would have to go on 14-day quarantine when they come back home? And also, I mean, what does this mean for Hawaii residents wanting to go to Canada?
You know, at our level at HTA, that estimate is premature. We will be turning to the airlines to provide that kind of data, as well as to our hotel partners. So we're probably about 10 days away from being able to provide some additional data and some booking information that we can then relay to you. But as of right now, it's somewhat premature for us to comment on that.